Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dennis from Crypto Planet, also the Crypto Jew here and on Twitter. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of a Monero analysis, and we're going to be looking at the psychology behind a market cycle as well. And we are going to use this in relation to Monero on the daily chart. So over here, you have Euphoria, which is around 550 something dollars. That's about the top. That's normal. That's where you have the peak, which is where you have the maximum financial risk in a market. So let me just draw something for you guys to see. Looking for the paintbrush. Now this is where you have the peak, and then you have a move all the way down, and then we call that the trough, and then you have another peak. That's what we call the top over here is the recovery. So I'm just going to write some of these things down. Peak, maximum financial risk. And that also happens to be right where everyone is most euphoric, has the most confidence in the market. And you have the trough over here. That's where you have the financial maximum opportunity. So that's where prices are the absolute lowest. All right. Prices are absolute lowest in this zone, and that's where everyone has the most fear. So over here, there's the most confidence. Right in this zone over here. And then down over here, we have our most fear, maximum fear. That's where fear levels are going to be off the charts. Everyone's going to be terrified of buying, and people are not really going to buy in the maximum financial opportunity area. And then over here, where we have a new peak, that's called recovery. That's where there is success and well-being, and everyone is super happy. It's like everyone just took a shit ton of cocaine. Without the cocaine, it depends on who you are, I guess, though. But yep, I think that explains this very well. I think you guys should really, keep this in the back of your mind. It's very important to be aware of these things. Right now, we have a lot of fear in the market. People are very scared of what's going on. That to me is in itself a buy signal. So now let me remove all of these, and we're going to get back to the chart, and we're going to try and use this when we chart this asset. So over here you have the euphoria where everyone was so confident, and then you had complacency where it started to dump, and then we had a bearish divergence right over here. Price couldn't get past this zone at all and continued downwards, and people were still super confident. Then over here you had anxiety as price continued to come down all the way down to here. Then you have denial right over here where you have another bearish divergence that price doesn't get higher than, and price still hasn't gotten higher than that zone right there. And then over here, people are angry. They've lost massive amounts of their profits or what they had initially invested when we're around 80 something dollars. And then we keep falling. We're at around $60. People start to panic. And you get all the way down to $36. And that's where you have depression. And you have major depression there. Some people, I assume, of course, kill themselves, unfortunately, God forbid. None of you should do that. There's no reason to do anything like that, even if you've been holding since here. I've had my fair share of losses. I've even sent cryptocurrency to the wrong wallet and lost it forever. So there's always a way to bounce back from these sort of things. So don't let it get to your head. Then after you have depression, you have a nice climb, which is where disbelief is created. And from here, from that zone where we had dropped all the way down super low, we had a climb of about 253%, giving us the disbelief phase. And we've seen this across most of the markets, most of the altcoin markets, even Bitcoin and Ethereum. We've seen this happen. And then you have price start to come down again because people are not falling for it this time. Well, that's their thought process, but realistically, the market is bouncing back. And a lot of the time, what we'll see is we'll see a move back down to where we had the depression phase or close to it. At this point, people have already made decent profits buying at the depression phase, and there's not going to be as many losses for people here, especially since a lot of people already had their assets here and didn't sell here. They're not really having a loss. They're just going back to where they were before. So a lot of the time, you'll see a double bottom in this zone. So the whole point of this video is pointing out that I believe that Monero will likely head back to this zone right here. somewhere in there. We saw a similar pattern on Holochain as well. If you guys want to watch that video, you'll see pretty much same pattern. We came to the zone, and we're probably going to wick down to even lower than here. I would say we wick down to this zone over here, probably around the bottom of that box, where we're at least heading to here. And I would say that's a pretty good area to long this asset, or to just purchase for the long term, especially since this is a privacy coin and since it's so cheap right now. And if you guys are looking to get into invested into privacy coins, I wouldn't recommend just Monero. I would say that Grin is definitely a fantastic option, as it's probably around $1 right now, maybe even a little less with today's dump. I haven't been keeping up with it today, but it's definitely super cheap. You should definitely check that out. Another one is Apollo. I don't know how secure of an investment Apollo is. I've heard a lot of maybe it's FUD, but I really don't know. I wouldn't go all in on Apollo. I would trust maybe something like Grid or Monero way more. And there's great profits to be made in these assets as well. And I hold Grin. I'm not holding Monero currently, but this area I stand by this being a great area to invest in. So if you guys enjoyed this analysis, join my Telegram chat. The link is down below, and you guys can sign up on our website for fantastic daily market analysis like this. And you can follow us on Twitter as well. So make sure to follow those links down below and keep updated. And use the links down below if you guys aren't signed up for exchanges either. You'll get great exchange discounts when trading, and that secures the maximum amount of profits for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and take care.